So if you're actually wondering how many levels there are in the new Crash Bandicoot 4, this video is perfect for you. Do note that I will be using gameplays from the early levels of the game, so if you're afraid of seeing spoilers from the story, you have nothing to worry about. Hey there, it's the Viperian here and welcome back to another Crash Bandicoot 4 video. I will be going through how many levels there are in this game and also give you an idea of roughly how long you can expect to actually beat the game. And trust me, the amount of content here is extremely overwhelming, but in a good way. Now, as I said, there are a lot of levels in this game, so much that we can actually break them down into 3 categories, which are the main story levels, the alternate timeline levels, and finally the flashback tape levels. Let's start off with the main story levels first. The main story has about 33 levels and they are the levels that drive the story forward, which means that you will have to play them in order to advance to the next stage and dimensions. Do note that these 33 levels includes boss fights as well. I won't spoil how many boss fights there are, but know that there are quite a few of them. Next up is the alternate timeline levels, which has about 10 levels. Alternate timeline levels unlocks after you progress a certain part of the main story levels. Now, how this alternate timeline level actually works is that you get to play the main story level but in another character's perspective. So that is actually a pretty cool way to see what happens outside of the main story. So that's the main story and the alternate timeline levels, and that brings up to a total of 43 levels already. But wait, there's actually much more than that. There's something called the flashback tape levels as well. They can be unlocked by collecting flashback tapes, which can be found by reaching a certain part of the stage without dying. A total of 21 flashback tape can be found, and if you include that into the equation, we have a total of 64 whooping different levels to actually play from. Oh, and by the way, it actually gets much more crazier than that. All of the main story levels and the alternate timeline levels has something called the inverted mode, which you can unlock for that level after beating it once. Do note that flashback tape does not have an inverted mode. Now, what inverted mode actually does is that it flips the level in mirrored mode and more, which, trust me, it makes it feel like an entirely whole new level, since the hidden gems locations are changed as well. Each levels in an inverted mode also has different effects added onto them. You can find yourself being in a paint theme in one level, or maybe one that actually turns into underwater. This mode is actually crazy good and every dimension has their own inverted mode effects. Again, I won't spoil them here for you. Now, as I said, inverted mode makes each level feels very different. So new that it deserves to be a new level. So if you add that onto the equation, that is about 43 inverted mode levels. Add that into the previous counted 64 levels, you now have a final amount of 107 levels. Do note that I haven't even scratched the surface yet, as there are things like time trials, collecting all the gems in a level to unlock newer skins, the newly added insanely perfect relics, and of course the local multiplayer, which is actually pretty damn fun if you have a friend over at your house to play with locally. In summary, the amount of content in this game is staggering, way more than the previous Crash 1, Crash 2 and Crash 3. Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time is truly a dream for platformers, especially fans of the Crash Bandicoot series. So hopefully you got what you need in this video. Comment down below what you think of this game so far. It took a bit of time to actually make this video, so it would be great if you can drop a like on the video and of course subscribe to the channel if you love Crash Bandicoot. You can always unsubscribe anyway in the future if you change your mind. And also, it's actually a great time to subscribe as well, since that Crash 4 is finally out and I've actually played through the entire game already. I will be putting out loads of tips and tricks videos, gameplays and the good stuff. So be sure to check out my channel for more Crash Bandicoot 4 content. And of course, a quick thanks to the supporters of the channel as well. You guys are simply amazing. If you want to be part of the shoutout, you can do that by simply becoming a member of the channel. And also, while you're still here, check out these 2 videos as well. You are gonna have a really great time there. This is the Viperian signing off. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in my next video.